Oh, I think I played the Thaumic Laboratory this turn. See, I should have played the Thaumic Laboratory last turn. Wow, that was a huge misplay. I could have doubled the previous fireball right there. What a misplay. I basically burned an extra fireball for no reason. I could have just doubled the Thaumic, or used the Thaumic Reflector to recast the previous fireball. That was a bad play. Are you good? If not, let's get good. It's Thursday night, and this is Spells with Friends. This video was supposed to be going up on Monday night, but I unfortunately deleted the raw audio for this. So instead, I am doing post-audio recording, and I am going to be critiquing my own play. Oh, look at that. This is a really bad starting hand, I think, mainly because we don't have any blue. I think I end up sending this back. But there are two New Horizons, and that card is ridiculously good. Nope, I kept it. I probably shouldn't have kept that, but I feel like I kept it because of the two New Horizons. Now, pre the legendary change to the Obelisk of Unity, I used to run 4 Obelisk of Unity for mana fixing in blue color decks. This deck, by the way, is a Thaumic Laboratory deck. But once I started building with New Horizons, I started to realize that that card is actually way, way better than Obelisk, and the reason I feel that it's way better than Obelisk is because not only does it increase a level permanently, which helps you ramp into higher levels, it also does a little thing called deck thinning. By pulling specifically a shrine out of your deck, it essentially does the same thing as Obelisk with the draw, except for instead of drawing a card, you are removing a shrine from the deck, increasing the probability that you draw a non-shrine card later. Now that, as you can reasonably expect, is much, much more powerful. Okay, so Merric has played a 2-3 here, and we now have enough levels and mana to play a fireball. I'm not sure I'm going to end up doing that though, because at this point it wouldn't make a lot of sense. We're not like at a super risk with our life, so it's better to just take the hit. You'll notice I just went down and checked Inner Power. We don't have the Dominion level charge for that yet, but that is a great ability for this Thaumic Laboratory deck. And are we going to charge Rage? I think we'll charge Rage. Or did I charge Corruption? Rage or Corruption? Rage. Okay. So charged Rage, gotta Sleep. I'm thinking that I'll probably end up playing Sleep here. Is it going to be Sleep or is it going to be New Horizons? I think it's going to be Sleep. I should play Sleep right here. Okay, good. Yeah, so Sleep to keep that guy off of the battlefield for a couple of turns, while we prepare for New Horizons and hopefully draw into a Thaumic Laboratory. And Merric is charging another shrine, or another level, and playing a big boy. Wow, that guy's kind of huge. And 3 New Horizons, no Thaumic Laboratory. That is unfortunate because actually doubling New Horizons with Thaumic Laboratory is nuts. Like, that is incredibly powerful. Okay, so we got a Dominion level so that we could activate our ability. Plus, we don't have anything in Corruption yet, and we have a Corruption Shrine in our hands, so we don't need to get a Corruption level yet. But I think I'm going to end up regretting that later on. I think later on I end up short on Corruption levels to play the combo I wanted to play. So, yeah, that'll probably play out pretty poorly. Merric, however, is boarded up, and yeah, this is where things started getting ugly. Making that guy a 5-5 makes him ridiculously difficult for me to kill in this deck. I don't have anything that'll just out and out kill him, I don't think. Yeah, we're in blue, red, and black. No, we don't have anything that'll out and out kill. Well, I guess we do. We have Dragonfire, but that's a little ways out, as you can see. See, and I think this is where it all went wrong. I think if I would have charged this Corruption level and then New Horizon, I'd be better off. But I think what I'm going to do is get a mana here. I'm not 100% certain. Yes, we're gonna get a mana. Okay, so we got a mana. And I'm not sure where we go from there. New Horizonsing for another... Yeah, okay, so we're playing into the Dragonfire. Yeah, there we go. We played straight into the Dragonfire and killed that guy. I think that was a pretty solid play, like, honestly. But I do feel like not charging that Corruption level is what ends up costing us the game later. Yeah, I think that's exactly what ended up happening. Time will tell, of course, whether or not I am correct. This deck, though, the Thaumic Laboratory deck, I have a lot of fun with this deck. I think New Horizons is wonderful. I think the concept of being able to double Ancient Wisdom and rebuild your hand almost instantly is amazing. I had a lot of fun with this deck, but it is sort of hit and miss, because if it doesn't go off, it doesn't go off, and you just kind of lose. And that's a little bit of what I ran into right here. I think here we're going to New Horizons to get another wisdom. Another wisdom level so that we can play the Thaumic Reflector. I keep calling it the Thaumic Laboratory, but it is the Thaumic Reflector, apologies. Do we not play it here, though? I think we play it. No, I think we end up fireballing. Why did I Ancient Wisdom? I should have fireballed right there and killed one of his guys. Oh, I didn't fireball because I was saving them for the Thaumic Reflector. We did get another sleep, though, and I think I'll probably end up playing that, but I think I end up playing it on a guy that I kill, like, next turn, so that's kind of a waste. Or do I? Do I? Yeah, I do. So basically, I just bought off the damage for that turn, and I'm gonna end up killing that guy next turn, I think, with the Thaumic Reflector and Fireballs. Yes, yes, pass the turn, you ain't got nothing. Oh wait, I already passed, okay. So Merric is doing stuff. What are you doing, Merric? I love the... Look at the levels right there. That's kind of insane. We're at 5 levels, and Merric is at 2. New Horizons is incredibly a powerful card, in my opinion. That sucks. Yeah, that's really kind of painful. But I think we'll end up killing that guy next turn. Even with his... Yeah, I think we end up doubling a Fireball to kill him. Is that what we end up doing? I think that's what we end up doing. Or do I dig? If I dig for a Corruption Shrine here, that might actually be a better play. In some regards. Nope. Looks like we're going to double the Fireball. I think we double the Fireball and then maybe end up using... Or no, that's what I did there. I doubled the Fireball. I was going to double the Fireball and then I didn't have enough mana. Yeah, I screwed up right there. I didn't account for the mana cost of... Wait, how did that work? I should have had enough there. Shouldn't I have? I had 5 mana. Oh, I think I played the Thaumic Laboratory this turn. See, I should have played the Thaumic Laboratory last turn. Wow, that was a huge misplay. I could have doubled the previous Fireball right there. What a misplay. I basically burned an extra Fireball for no reason. I could have just doubled the Thaumic, or used the Thaumic Reflector to recast the previous Fireball. That was a bad play. And to be honest, it looks like that might be the play that killed us. Although you can see right here, we're set up, like we could literally take out his entire board if we had managed to get our corruption levels up because we could have doubled the Infernal Tribute. And I don't think that's what ends up happening though. I think that we basically end up short on corruption and there's literally no... Oh wait, maybe there is. No, why did I send that back? Why did I send that back instead of charging a corruption level? Why did I dig for a wisdom shrine? What is wrong with me? I am terrible at this game. That is exactly... Yeah, see, that was a total misplay. If I had New Horizon there first, and then used the Divine Offering to dig for another corruption shrine, I could have played and doubled the Infernal Tribute and done a lot better than what I did. That would have wiped Merric's board right here, and he has no cards in hand, so we would have been able to possibly turn this game around. Instead, I did something stupid and then died because he's got 9 damage on the table right now, and I don't have anything I can do to stop it. Yeah, that was a huge, huge play error on my part. Good job on Merric's part getting the win, though. I wonder if he was sitting over there just... You know, I actually haven't watched his video for this yet. I probably should have, because I would love to know whether he was sitting over there going, God, what an idiot when I did that. I think I'm going to end up having to take a look right after I finish recording this now, just because I have to wonder if he saw me play that and was just like, what is wrong with... Well, he didn't know I had the Infernal Tribute, so he probably wouldn't have known that. Okay, so that was that deck. That was the Thaumic Reflector deck. I think the deck was fine. I think I misplayed there. That was the real problem. Now, I'm not sure what we use next. I think we use this one next, which is Nature Dominion Elves. I never realized before, like, this day how many elves there are in Dominion and how good they are in coordination with some of the elves in Nature. The one thing I will say, though, is that, like, the Elf Commander, I feel like, was incredibly useless in that deck. I don't think I ever really got good use out of him, because there was almost never a situation where I wanted my elves to be unblockable. Okay, so here we are loading into game 2, and yeah. That seems like a pretty solid hand. I hope I keep that. If I send that back, I'm probably pretty bad at this game. 4 shrines might be a little heavy on shrines, but I don't feel like it is, especially looking at the hand we have. Yeah, that seems good. Charge a Dominion. Good. Pass the turn. Oh, I think one thing that hurts us here is I take too long to get that nature level online. Oh, and he's power surging. I forgot he's ramping with this deck. I was actually really shocked at how good this deck worked out for him because I wasn't super impressed with that hero when I looked at it. But he does good with it in this game, and I think he really found a way to make it work out well. I think the mana ramping is huge and helps a lot. But yeah, see, I mean, I think that the mana ramping makes it so that he can pay for that ability as frequently as possible, which makes it much, much better than if you're not able to. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. A flat-out assassinate. That is not fun. Oh, and then we got Nienna down. I think it's this game that he ends up digging through our deck and playing a Nienna himself, which is funny. Are we gonna Divine Offering? We should. Yeah, and he doesn't have any enchantments or artifacts, so we'll send that back. Or spells or artifacts, I guess it would be in this game. The Elven Sanctuary is absolutely brutal. I'm glad we picked that up because I have a feeling that that ends up helping us a lot later on in the game. It's funny how little of this I actually remember. I really, really play in the moment, and I tend not to think about stuff too much after I lose. Like, I might think about the places that I went wrong specifically, which is why I was able to identify that the corruption levels was a major problem for us in the first game. Like, that was the place where I made the misplays, and it cost me the game. Also, not double casting that fireball when I had the opportunity, because I'm bad at the game. Yeah, that was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I am so bad, I feel bad. There we go with Gross Experiment with haste, and he whiffs, which is also wonderful. Fortunately, Merric, well, he couldn't block here, so I guess that's why he didn't double block, because that would have sucked if he would have killed this guy off that quickly. You will notice, though, he's sitting on 5 cards and we're on 3, so I feel like this deck may play its hand down a little too quickly. Although with Nienna and being able to play Elves off the top, that's pretty good. Minus the fact that I think almost every time her ability would be useful in this series, I end up not using it because the card is on top and I don't have the mana, and then next turn I draw it. I think maybe we get one play off of Nienna this game. I still think she's a good card, especially in a deck that's just chock full of Elves, but it's somewhat disappointing that she didn't end up being better. Yeah, see, right here we could play the Elf Commander, but I don't think that that's actually to our best benefit. And there we played a Shrine, which pulled the Elf Commander off the top. That makes sense. We kill the Death Touch guy. He's got a 4/4, we've got a 4/5. I think we kill his guy, and then we play the Powermancer off the top. Powermancer is an elf. I did not realize prior to setting up for this episode of Spells with Friends that Powermancer was in fact an elf, which is amazing. Because or Power Seeker. I called him Powermancer, whatever. Power Seeker is a great, great card, but knowing that he's also an elf is quite incredible. I think I do end up using the ability that gives an elf +1/+2 on him at some point, which is kind of wasteful. And I knew as soon as I did it that that was a really dumb choice. But I made that misplay. It all works out, though, because we win this game. I think it gets pretty close, though. I think Merric beats me down to, 5 life, and then I managed to come back. It might even be lower. I think he might have actually beat me down to 1. But I can't remember for sure. Okay, we get another Metabolic Overcharger. I really actually don't like the idea of putting 2 Metabolic Overcharges on him. That's kind of a mistake, because if Merric somehow kills him, that is a huge, 3-for-1 loss, which is not a good thing. Oh, don't do it. Don't tell me I'm bad and I put the Metabolic Overcharger on him again. I don't think I do. I think I play the Elf Scout and put a Metabolic Overcharger on him because that seems very, very good to have a 4-speed guy that is a 4/4 on their next turn. But I can't remember for sure if that's what I ended up doing. Am I just, not sure? Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. Okay, I pumped that guy. That makes sense. It'll let another damage go through because he's unstoppable, which is awesome. Put the damage in. Put the damage in. Good job. So I am in the lead on life here, but I swear it's this game that Merric brings me down to 1 or something like that. It's either this game or the next game. If it's the next game, that'll be even funner to talk about. Yeah, that was, I guess, a good play. Yeah, he didn't have anything to swing with, so that was a good play. I didn't really have to worry that something was going to come in that was big, that I needed a 4/4 blocker to handle. And I think next turn we end up either playing the Metabolic Overcharger on that guy, or we play the Elf Commander. I can't remember which. I know at some point Drayla comes down, and she ends up being a very, very big force in this game. I think Drayla's always a force when you get her down, though. She's just incredibly powerful, and as long as she comes down on a turn when you have enough mana to use her, she is just ridiculously good. I also fail at using her because of a misunderstanding of exactly how the exhaustion system works. What I should have been doing is exhausting one of his creatures, because then at the beginning of his turn, instead of becoming like ready, they just lose the exhaustion and remain unready, I believe. And instead what I was trying to do was use her ability during his turn to exhaust a creature, which is not how it works in this. That's how it would work in Magic the Gathering, but this is not Magic the Gathering. This is so much better. And I made a huge mistake by trying to think about it the same way. Okay, there we go. That was a solid play in my opinion, because I think we just sort of wipe his board here, except for his two guys in the back that can make him mana. Oh god, this is the game he Cataclysms, I think. That card is so good. I find it less useful now that they've increased the mana cost to 6. I feel like that was kind of a mistake, because it basically took playing Control Dominion, where you just sort of stay alive until you can play that, much, much harder, which is kind of sad because I felt like that was a really fun deck for me to play. I have a tendency to prefer control decks, which is why I don't know how I won this week, because I wasn't playing very much control. And I'm usually not very good when I'm not playing control. Actually, forget it. I remember the next game. Yeah, this game, Drayla is my huge, huge control card, and the next game I get real control-y with Necromantic Cult. God, I love Necromantic Cult. That's like my favorite card in the entire game. It does, however, make the game go on forever, because we run into the one card you don't want to face with Necromantic Cult. That is the Restless Graves, I believe it's called? Yeah, something of that nature. It's the one that makes a zombie creature every turn. It is absolutely the antithesis of Necromantic Cult board control. Having a 2/2 created every turn is just a pain. Comes in with the 3/5. What do we do here? I can't remember what we do here. We don't have any blocks, so I mean, we just take it. That's what we did here. Man, it would have been nice to have 2 blocks right there. But I believe he did create his Soul Raven this turn, so that thing gets pumped. If I'm not mistaken, when he ends this turn. Yeah, there you go. It gets pumped. He's got a 1/2 now that's flying and lifebound. Very, very nice. But I think this is the part where we really start to take advantage of Drayla. Though I can't remember how. I want to say, oh, was that it? Did we somehow... We didn't have 7 mana, so we couldn't play her and steal his creature this turn. So what did I end up doing? I moved her to the back to keep her safe. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Why would I swing with that guy? Yeah, there we go. Swing there. Don't swing at his guy that can't block. And get in for some extra damage. I like it. Oh, that's kind of brilliant. I wonder if Merric's deck was supposed to use the birds from the hero to sack to that vampire guy and make him big. That would make a lot of sense. I would actually... That's a pretty good idea. I think that's a really good idea of how to use that. And now that I think about it, that actually seems like a really great way that you could use Alexa. Spoilers! That's going to be next week's deck. Watch. It'll be Alexa and that guy. That would be an interesting deck to play. I definitely don't feel comfortable playing Order quite so much. Like, I do it in the next game, but it's very much just play all the things that are soldiers in the next game, so that's a very, very easy strategy to run. And I think I had something else in mind for that for next week too. I'm not sure though. I was discussing the match with my brother-in-law, and I think together we had come up with something that would be really, really good with the whole soldier thing. I can't remember what it was though. I'll have to take a look at the deck and try to remember what we were discussing. Anyways, right here, our guy is getting weak. He's about to die. I think we end up sacrificing him to draw a card. Oh, no, I think we take control of the Bloodborne Prince and then sack him to the Bloodborne Prince. But I can't remember if that's exactly what we do. I think I was thinking about sacking him to the Bloodborne Prince, but then I didn't in case he got it back. I think I instead ended up sacking it for a card. Yes, sack it for a card. Oh, this is another place I made a mistake. Because I exhausted him and pulled him over, I figured that if I hit that and gave him Swift, he would be able to attack. It doesn't work that way. He's exhausted. He doesn't become unexhausted until the beginning of my next turn, so no. No love there. But we did a nice, simple trade right there, and I think, like I said, that... Okay, so, am I swinging out with everything? Tell me I am. Good, good. So I didn't waste this opportunity. I have a habit of deciding which creatures to attack and forgetting to then send guys after the face of the enemy, which basically just slows down games. And I think I need to work on that a lot because that really has screwed me over a couple of times. It's been the difference between winning and losing on more than one occasion. I don't know why I space it. I think I get so caught up in like where the blocks are going to be that I just stop thinking about hitting the player. And then I'll like end the turn or I'll send the attack out and be like, crap, I didn't swing with this guy. That doesn't make any sense. What am I doing? I don't know if we'll see that here. We may. But right now, we basically are beginning to seize control of the board, and I think it's very, very soon that we start to see Cataclysm sitting on the top of his deck and I begin to become very sad. I'm not entirely sure, though. Oh, another one of those Death Touch guys. Those guys are really, really good. The only thing I think that sort of outdoes them is Murder Instinct, just because it allows you to force two guys to block and die, which is really incredible. I've got a couple of ideas of stuff I want to do with that card in particular, now that I have a few more copies than I had before. So who are we taking this turn? I can't remember who we end up stealing. I want to say that it's the Death Touch guy? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. We steal the Death Touch guy, that way we have this awesome blocker. Except for it won't be able to block for one turn, which is fine. And then we pumpy. Who do we pump? Nobody. We just end up doing that. And is this a turn where I forget to swing in? I think it is. Nope. Wait a minute. What are we doing? See, what I should have done here is I should have pumped the guy that gives unblockable and used him to kill the 3/1 guy, or the Spoiled Aristocrat. That's what it is. Oh, that sucks, because if I would have used him to kill the Spoiled Aristocrat, he wouldn't have been able to swap it for the bird right there, which would have been better for us. But instead, I botched that up, in my opinion. I could have done that better. Although it looks like maybe I was saving the 2 mana for her. Yeah. Okay, so this is where I make that mistake. I was saving the 2 mana for her to try to exhaust his guys. Unfortunately, if you activate the exhaust after they swing, it doesn't stop the swing, so I kind of screwed that one up. It's weird, though, because, like, I remember people being able to use her to sort of control the board, but I can't remember how. Maybe they were using her to exhaust guys that had, like, activated abilities or something. That might be the way that they affect the board, because this doesn't work. You know, he was already exhausted from swinging, it didn't do anything. Oh, that's what it is. You leave 4 mana up so that when they swing, you can steal the guy. That makes more sense. So yeah, that was a huge misplay of Drela, a huge misunderstanding of how she works. Like, I could have played that last turn a lot better if I had pumped the Elven Commander and used him to kill the Spoiled Aristocrat, but I didn't, so I guess that's that. What do we got going on here? Come on, make the right play. The Swift guy is kind of a pain. Not a real simple way to get rid of him. Although I guess, yeah, there's a fairly simple way. We just have to worry about that stupid bird. And I think that's what ends up... Nope, that's not what ends up happening. We end up just doing a flat across trade with the guy that we stole, which makes sense. No, we're not going to do a flat across trade with the guy that we stole, but that would make a lot of sense. Oh, I think we steal the Spoiled Aristocrat first. Yeah, once again, not understanding how to use Drela. I probably should have saved her 4-cost ability for the next turn. And we get in, kill this guy, don't lose anything. Okay, I guess that does make some... No, we didn't actually kill that guy. We ended up killing the bird. Birds are annoying. I like the way that Merric uses them in this deck, though. They're great chump blockers, and I would imagine that if he still had the vampire, he would probably just use them to sack to the vampire. Which makes sense. Power that guy up and get him for some extra damage. Because he's got Lifebound too, so it's basically just transferring the +1/+1 counters from the birds to hand. Oh, Cataclysm sucks. Okay, so we got board wiped there, but unfortunately, this is the thing I don't like about Cataclysm, especially now that it's 6. Merric wasn't able to play any follow-ups. He basically killed all his own dudes and couldn't play any follow-ups, which leaves the board completely open to me just dropping a ton of guys. Yeah, see, that was a misplay. We didn't really need that. That didn't do anything that just pumping the Power Seeker would not have done. So that was just fail on my part. I don't know what I was thinking at that point. Get in there, smash him for set. I think that's what I was thinking. I was somehow thinking it was going to amount to more damage, and I just wanted to get as much as I could on him because I felt like I had him right within range of death. And I mean, I really do. If he doesn't kill the Power Seeker here, we're in a really good position to just pump the Power Seeker and win. Oh, but he plays that. Wait, we're faster than that guy. We don't care if he plays that guy. I think that's exactly what we do. I think we just put a mana down and then pump the Power Seeker. Although I can't remember for sure if that's what we do. I think I got a little excessive with this one. I think Merric actually messaged me and was like, what the hell, because I think I pump the Power Seeker as much as humanly possible and push him into negative numbers. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I board up here, which is dumb. No, I think I kill him right here. No, I don't kill him. Oh my god, that was a huge play error. You guys saw that, right? I could have just killed him. I could have just had him dead to rights. And instead, I played, like, my entire hand, setting him up for another Cataclysm that would have wiped me out. That was a terrible, terrible, terrible play. I am bad and I feel bad. That was just ridiculously bad. Oh, so short-sighted. It's hard though, because like when you're in the moment and you're just playing against someone, like sometimes you miss how simple you could have finished it. Like I do that all the time, because I always feel like the simple play is a trap, and I'm just second-guessing myself too much, and that's what ends up causing me to put myself in situations like this, where I should have won last turn, and he could have just Cataclysmed there to screw me over entirely. Oh, but we got a Vampirism, which makes me feel happy, just because it's one of those cards that, like, you don't get to play all that often, especially not to great effect, but here, it was played, and it was played to great effect. And yeah, this was one of the things I like about this deck. Most of these elves are so fast that the average creature can't keep up. The only one they were able to keep up with was the Gross Experiment, which makes me think maybe he shouldn't be in the deck. But at the same time, if we pull him, we've got to pull all the equipment that he uses and find something better. Now, you could maybe use, like, Murder Instinct and the Elven Tracker guy, the 1/1 that puts a mark on something and then has Swift. That would be a really cool combination, but that's not what I was running in that deck. That's actually what I would probably do. I would probably switch out the Gross Experiment for 4 Elven Trackers and switch out the equipment that I put in there for him, the +3/+3s, for a couple of Murderous Instincts, because those are really good. And this is, yeah, this is the granddaddy game of them all. This one takes, like, longer than either of the other 2 games, I think. Merric was not happy with the duration of this game, and I completely understand why. Like, it was literally the worst possible matchup you could have. Restless Tombs versus Necromantic Cult, not a good thing. It makes things very, very slow and draining, and part of that, once again, is my bad playing, because I think this is one of those games where I, like, do all the stuff on my board and then forget to swing at the face, and that's just a huge, huge error. And I made a mistake right there. What did I do? I did not create the militia that you should always create as a turn 1 play with a white deck. I just didn't even think about it until the next turn, and then I was just like, oh yeah, see there, right there, that was me mousing over it going, duh, I should have probably used that. Yep, I'm terrible. Super terrible. I still don't know how good that Corruption hero is. I'm not a huge fan of his whole sacrifice a dude thing. See that Namir's Blessing? That card. Whew, that card is like combo juicy. Basically, if you have a combo based on one creature and you don't want them to kill that creature and you put Namir's Blessing on it, it's just lulls from then on. And that's what happens here. Like, I think I get a Necromantic Cult out, and I don't think it's the first one that I get Namir's on. I think it's the second, because I think the first one gets killed. But once Namir's comes down on it, it's like, okay, now that you can't interact with this card in any way, shape, or form, all your dudes die. They just die. But as you can see, we're a little light on shrines right here. I'm hoping we top deck one. Do we top deck one? Oh, yeah, that sucks. God, Plague Vermin is so good against this deck. It just, like, immediately kills the Dwarf Musketeer. I think that's okay though, because we have enough Dwarf Musketeers, and he's still sacrificing a creature. It is only a 1-cost creature. That's actually why I like the Plague guys, is because they're essentially just like a much worse version of the -2/-2. Yes, grab Sanctum of the Void. That card is phenomenal. No? No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Why did I not grab Sanctum of the Void? I probably didn't think I was going to get enough corruption levels charged to make use of it, but Sanctum of the Void is one of those... Oh, well, there you go. Doesn't really matter. I got it from the draw. Sanctum of the Void, though, is one of my favorite shrines in the game because that enemy sacrifices a creature is ridiculously powerful late game. Like, you can lock a board with it if they're stuck playing a deck that is highly tempo-based, where they have to drop like a 4-cost guy on turn 4 and a 5-cost guy on turn 5. When they're using all their mana on one creature like that, Sanctum of the Void literally just shuts the deck down completely. Which is why I like it. It's like super, super control-y, and that makes me happy. Oh look, I actually used Alexa's ability. I figured it out. Apparently I do know how to read. Let's see, what's up next? Oh god, Hands from Beyond. That card is really, really good. And I feel like if you're gonna play a Corruption Zombie deck, it's almost required, because without it, you just don't have the ability to interact with anything. And when I played the Corruption Zombies, I think I played it in multiples of 4 just because it was that important. Like, I wanted to get it immediately, and I wanted to get more than one of them. That was not a bad play. We didn't have enough corruption levels really charged up, but yeah, there we go. We start charging corruption levels now. Do we bring out... Oh, I learned something really fun about Master Tactician in this game. I always felt like you couldn't put him on the back row to make him, like, you know, sort of stay alive, because if you put him on the back row, he doesn't apply his bonus anymore. The catch to that, though, is that you can move him to the front row for the attack, don't involve him in the attack, and then move him back to the back row. That is an incredibly useful strategy, and I feel like that is a huge, huge difference maker if you're trying to keep him on the board and just use him to pump stuff up. Huge difference maker. I'm very, very fond of that tactic. I'm actually concerned, though, that at some point they're going to look at that and go, you know, that's kind of cheap. Like, at that point, he basically doesn't say that he has to be on the same row anymore. The fact that you can use game mechanics to completely play around the negative makes the negative non-existent, I think. But we'll see. You know, I am not the game dev on this, and I'm glad that I'm not the game dev on this, because as bad as I seem to be, it would be terrible if I was making huge decisions for this game. Okay, we get the charge for the shrine there. Oh yeah, we are 1 corruption level away from being able to actually utilize that. And here he comes, and I think this is a botch point. Do I botch here? I think I botch. Make another peasant, and then botch. I think I botched because I move him back before attacking. Yes, no, don't end the turn. Don't end the turn with him on the front row. What are you doing? Are you terrible at this game? No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Kill something. Oh, what did I do? Why did I end with him up front? I think he gets killed, like right here, yeah. He will get killed right here because I ended with the Master Tactician up front, which was a huge, huge error. I should not have done that. I should have known better. I did know better. I think as soon as I ended the turn, I was like, what was I thinking? Oh god. Yeah, so there we lost our Master Tactician to basically nothing because I'm terrible. I didn't deserve to win this game. I apologize, Merric. I don't think I deserve to win this game after a play like that. That was just ridiculous. I think this is where I figure out that you can actually bounce him around on the rows, though. Yes, yes, maybe. Play the Master Tactician, do it, do it, do it, do it, and pump the Dwarf Musketeers so he can't be killed instantly. Come on, make the play. No, why did I pump the Militia? That is the dumbest play I could have made. If I would have pumped the Dwarf Musketeer, it would have been so much better, because that way if he dropped the Plague guy, he couldn't just sack it to kill him. And I think that, like, ends up happening in the next turn, too. Like, maybe all this stuff is hindsight, but I am watching this happen without a huge recollection of what did happen, and I'm calling these bad plays as I see them. In fact, I will admit that while I was playing, I did not even realize how many of these mistakes I'm making. It's weird how you can see that when you sort of take a look after the fact. Like, it honestly makes me feel like if you're playing a card game like this, you should probably be recording your gameplay and then checking the places you make errors afterwards when you have sort of a clearer sight of what's going on in the game. Yeah, that's where we figured out that Master Tactician can ride it out in the back row, because I think next turn I swap him back up, do the swing, and then pull him back into the back row again. I also had Pacify it multiple times here, and like I sent one back, and I don't think I used it the most effectively. I think we end up... Oh, yeah, see, that's exactly what I was saying. If I would have put the +1/+1 on him, he would have still been around this turn. But no, I'm bad at this game. It's silly that I'm able to call these things out before they happen, because I haven't watched this video. Like, I'm not even preparing. I'm just thinking like I should have been thinking while I was playing, and I wasn't. You know, I wasn't thinking in the right mindset, because obviously I made a lot of mistakes that I could have seen coming. Oh, lovely. This is the Restless Tombs are down. Things are looking real dark for me right now. Yeah, real dark right now. I think we get lucky here, though. I think maybe it's this turn that Sorry, guys. Just a little bit tired. It's been a long day, and I have had quite a few alcoholic beverages. It's my birthday, if I didn't mention that. So yay, happy birthday to me. Actually, the coolest thing that I got on my birthday was a ton of subs. Like, we have a ton of new subs, so if you're watching this, welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here and supporting it, and I hope you're enjoying this. I know I'm not. I'm not enjoying seeing how terribly bad I played. But I guess it's a good thing, you know, I am able to sit back and sort of analyze this from a different perspective than I was in when I was playing, and it definitely changes the way that I am thinking about this deck in particular and what I did with it. Although right there, that is the actual combo this deck is built around. The main combo this deck is built around is getting that first Might counter onto Necromantic Cult. Because 9 times out of 10, when you get Necromantic Cult out, the biggest problem is just getting that first Might counter so you can start killing things. In this case, we need 2 to really get rolling because all of his guys have 2 health, which kind of sucks. And yeah, I think this is bad. I think he like reses something really good. What are you resing, Merric? Res things now. Yeah, he resed another one of the 3/3s, which is not great for us. Oh god, I hate those 3/3s so much. I hate them because they're really good, and when I play them, they're really bad because I make stupid mistakes like attacking a 2/2, and then they come back and get their weakness counter and die. Which is, you know, obviously brilliant. Why? No, stop, no. Oh, why didn't I kill that? Why didn't I kill his guy that had 1 health right there? That was just a bad play. Oh, maybe that's why. No, that still doesn't make sense, because I could have killed that guy and done the same exact thing. No, I wouldn't have had enough counters. But this way I just ended up wasting 2 counters, which, I don't know. I still feel like it was a better... Oh, that's why I did it. Okay, I take it back. I understand what I was doing now. I get the point. I don't know why the heck I'm moving that guy in the front. That seems like a bad plan. Move him back. Just move him back and end the turn. You know you don't want to do that. Exactly. There we go. No. Keep him in the back. Don't second guess yourself and put him up front. Don't do it. Don't. No. Don't. Darn it. Oh, I think he had enough damage. 3, 6, 8, 10, 12... 14, 16 with the guy in the back, but he can't swing with the guy in the back. But he can do that. Unfortunately for him, when he did that, it actually gave us another counter, which is awesome because I think this is the point where we're able to sort of turn things around. Did we end up pacifying a dude? Oh no, that's what we did. We killed that guy. Or did we kill him? I don't think we killed him. Did we kill him? We killed him. We shouldn't have killed him, though. Like, if I would have just put the -1 on him and let the combat play out... Oh, that's what it did. It freed him up to block. Okay, forget it. I think that was the right play overall, now that I look at it. If it hadn't freed him up to block, though, it would have been so much better to just kill the guy that gives them all Death Touch. Nope. Yeah, put him on top. Okay, makes sense. And then chump block something just to stay alive. No, we didn't chump block? We didn't chump block. Good. Okay, so because we didn't chump block right there, it probably would have been better to just give that first guy a -1 counter, let the combat happen, which would have killed the guy so that we could have put another -1 counter back on our guy, which would have given him enough to kill the stupid necromantic lord guy that gives all of the zombies Death Touch, or not Death Touch, whatever it's called. I spent way too many years learning these terms in Magic. I apologize for inadequately. Deadly, that's the correct term. Okay, so yeah, if we had killed that guy last turn, it probably would have been more beneficial than what we did do. At the same time, this is about the point where we start to turn things around, and it becomes very, very clear that there's a good chance we win this. Oh, and this is the game where I got brought down to 5 life. Actually, he might get me down lower, I can't remember. But I don't think so. I think this is the point where we really start turning this around. Yeah, because we're going to kill that guy. Don't have another mana to get another counter, which is kind of sad, because that means we can't instantly kill the zombie that gets made next turn. Okay, zombie comes down. See, this is what I mean. This is what I was talking about. This is where this game kind of stalls out. Oh, kills my entire hand. I am adamantly against that card being considered good, but it was good right there. But I feel like until your opponent gets down to 2 cards, it's basically just kind of useless. Okay, that's a good thing. We are very happy to have another Necromantic Cult, and we are very happy to pump it. Oh yeah, this is going to be one of those botch turns where I don't attack with the guys that I should. I'm pretty sure that's what this ends up being. But as you can see, once these guys get rolling and you've got like 2 of them so that you can get 2 counters off of every kill, it just basically becomes silly. Nope, we got in. We did go in. I am happy that we did that. That means I wasn't playing incredibly terribly the whole time. Just most of it. Just most of it. Okay, so that guy comes down, we can instantly kill that guy, and if we don't kill him before the end of the turn, it means I am very, very bad at this game, and once again, I apologize for how bad. Oh god, he's rezzing another dude, stop. Oh, and he rezzed that guy. Okay, so that's why I didn't end up killing the 2-2 by the end of the turn, unless I do. I may still do it. I would get 2 counters back if I did it. And we don't have any soldiers in the yard, so we can't really take advantage of that. Why didn't I do it? I should have done it. I should have done it. That would have been good. And apparently I am not good, because, ugh. What do we do here? I actually don't remember what I did here. Did I really sacrifice that guy just so that I could kill the stupid Necromantic Lord guy? I probably did, yeah. Okay, well, I guess it makes sense to some degree. Like, worst case scenario, he swaps the other zombie that's a 3/3 in, which would be terrible on his side, so I don't see Merric doing that, because he's actually really good at this game, comparatively, to me, you know, because I'm just not... I feel like I didn't deserve to win this game, but once you get down Necromantic Cult ×2 like this, it just becomes sort of silly. The amount of killing you can do every turn just based off the back of those creatures is insane. That's why I like them, though. Like, you want to talk about value, these guys are the most value-filled cards in the game. They are literally kill spells on a stick, which makes them gloriously good. See, like, right there, now we're going to kill his other guy, and we can do this forever. We can pretty much compete with his board forever, as long as he doesn't kill these guys. Now, the problem is, he can keep making 2/2 zombies forever, because we have no way to remove Restless Tombs in the deck. We should, though. I think white has a way, but I don't think I grabbed it. I don't think I put the destroy target curse or whatever. Oh, yeah, see, that is a curse. If I would have put the anti-curse card in, I would have been okay. But I did not. And he's got reanimation, so he just keeps bringing his guys back. See, it's not entirely my fault this thing went on for super long, Merric. You kept bringing guys back. That was not my fault. That was you. Namir's Blessing... Yes, yes, this is when the guy becomes invincible, and we laugh gleefully with joy because we know that. And what do we got? Are we gonna kill the big guy? I think we kill the... well, by big guy, I mean the guy that actually does something. The zombie doesn't really do much. And with 2 mana, I think we kill the zombie too, yeah. This should be a pretty clear kill on the zombie, and then I bet you I end up playing the heavy infantry even though I don't need to. Actually, I do need to. Look at his health. It makes sense to play the heavy infantry here. Oh, nice. We didn't actually end up killing him with tokens. We ended up killing him with the ability so that we can get him for some more damage. That was actually a good play. I made a good play, guys. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. In we go. Get him down to 22. No more dumb luck for us. Let's do this right. And down comes a Zambi. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Another Zambi, not a big threat. We can just kill it. I don't think we kill it before the end of the turn, but we could, and honestly, if we were going to get ahead, that's what we'd do. Lol? Did Merric just... Okay, so I'm wondering if this is the point where Merric basically just got, like, tired of playing, because I know the session ran really, really long, and he had plans to spend some time with his fiancée, so I'm wondering if at this point he was just like, screw it, and was committing suicide. Because I think we could have gone on for a very, very long time. And I know when we were playing and he did that, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I was like, what the heck, did he just like gain life off of it? Was that the play? Maybe that was the play. I think he gained a couple of points of life from that. But I am curious whether or not it was actually a play made to gain life, or if it was a play made to try to clear the board so that I would hit him so that we could end this. Well, he is fighting back though, like he doesn't look like he's giving in, so maybe that was legit. Maybe I actually earned this win after all. And by earned this win, I mean played 2 Necromantic Cults, because that's about all I did to make this whole thing happen. Come on. We can't kill the big guy with those, you know we can't kill the big guy. We can kill the big guy with Noxious Fumes, though. And I think that's what we'll end up doing, is killing the big boy with Noxious Fumes and a couple of counters. And by a couple, I mean like almost all of them. That guy is huge. 4/5 zombie is not fun to run up against. Noxious Fumes him, and then finish him off. Yes, yes. Actually, you know what would be smartest? I think if we Noxious Fumes him, we could swing in with our 2/3 and kill him without any problem. No, we couldn't. We still would be 1 short. Do we Noxious Fumes and use 1 counter and then kill him with the 2/3? I think that might be what we do. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That was a good play. I feel very, very good about that particular play. And then we get in for 11. 1 less because that, so we get in for 10. Leaving Merric at a stoic 2. Coming in, kill that dude, yes. And then I think we get to pump our guys up a little bit more because that guy died. Yep. 2 counters going up. Necromantic Cult is just, oof. They are my favorite. They are the beefiest. They do all the things you want to do. They get bigger so they do big damage, they kill things, they're just ridiculously good. And they work in a cyclical fashion. They work in a cyclical fashion. Sorry about that. I botched that. It's really hard to say the word cyclical, which basically means cycle. They work in a very nice cycle where you kill stuff and get counters back, and then kill stuff and get counters back, and then kill stuff. Very, very good for control because it's like a never-ending renewable resource, especially when you add in things like the Sanctum of the Void ability that allows you to just kill one of their guys and then put 2 counters on them. Very, very easy to keep them working. Okay, that's it, guys. That was the 3 games. I think, even though I won, I did fairly terrible. Thank you guys for watching, and please keep gaming responsibly.